In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw the male hair from different sides. So do well to stick around and grab your pencil and grab your paper and grab your iPad and stylus, and let's just dive right into the video. Hello guys, this is Dias Graphics. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please do well to subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I release a new video. So let's just jump right into the video. So today I'm going to be simplifying the shapes of the hair into different diverse shapes. You can choose to use any shape you want to, but if you want to use the same shape I used on this video, you can go ahead to use it. So yeah, we are just literally drawing the shapes on the first reference, which has the opacity reduced so as to see the reference under and also to see what you're sketching on. So this is just like a hack or a method of easy it's going to help you to visualize images and replicate images very easily. So it's just like a tip on how to use references for simplification. So when you want to break down the hair, you just have to like split the reference into two, then reduce opacity for the first, then leave the other one which is 100% having opacity. So after you're done simplifying those shapes, then you can proceed to replicating those shapes on a different layer, and try replicating those shapes, those big shapes that you've created on your reference on a different layer beside your reference. So before we try out the drawing, before you replicate the already laid down shapes, you have to know how to draw the strands. So the strands, mostly the strands of this particular reference goes up. As you can see, I'm indicating it using this green arrow, so you can see the movement of the hair. So make sure you put your attention on the movement of the hair, where the strands of the hair are moving. Make sure you follow exactly what I'm doing on this reference. Just make sure you put some arrows and guidelines on where the hairs are moving, the arrows, the flow of the strands, the hair strands. So you need to keep it in mind that there are flows. Make sure you master the flow of the hair, and you can use it. You can use angles to signify the flow of the hair. You can still use arrows to signify. So anyone that you think it's more easy for you to like understand, you can use arrows, you can use angles, you can use lines to just signify the flow and the curvy. Yes, that's the curvy flow of the hair strands, because most of these hairs are curvy. And also you should, and while you are breaking the reference of the hair down and knowing the direction in which the hair flows and the strands, keep it in mind that also you must understand where the shadows lies and where the highlights lies on the hair. So you can just simply analyze this reference. You can see I'm still laying down the arrows for the third reference. I'm drawing some arrows and showing the direction of the flow of the hair. So it's very important. It's very important to keep in mind the flow of the hair, and also keep in mind the highlights and how they are placed on the hair. So after you're done analyzing the strands of the hair and the highlights, then you can proceed to replicate the laying you've already laid out. So if you think you're having difficulty in replicating or freehand drawing the planes, the shapes in which you've laid on the first reference, you can simply duplicate the the layer of the lane. You can duplicate the layer of the lane, then move it to the side, then keep it as a guide while you draw. But if you think you are conversant with the shapes and you can pull it through, you can draw them using your normal visual your observation skills, then you can go and you can do just that. So yeah, presently I'm trying to like sketch out the shapes that we've laid down, which is the laying of the hair. That's the first laying of the hair. So we just simplified some basic shapes on it. So after you're done with that on a different layer, then you can start shaping and you can start drawing, sketching in the the direction of the hair and the strands using the angles and the shapes, different shapes and angles. You can just make sure it's on a different layer. Make sure you follow exactly what is on the reference. Don't go contrary to what is not on the reference. Then just make sure you keep in mind it also the highlights and also the direction, the flow of the hair. So make sure you keep in mind the flow of the hair, and make sure you use simplified shapes. It mustn't be lines. You can use shapes to make it more easy. You can use slanty shapes. So yeah, this is exactly what I've done over here. So, and also the sheet, an empty sheet will be the link to the empty sheet of this particular reference, and the I've already created an empty sheet in which you can work with. So you can click the link on the description box to download the empty sheet so that you can practice with it. So it's only for practice purposes, and you can tag me on Instagram and tag me on Facebook. You can tag me on Pinterest, anywhere on social media. You can tag me on Twitter also. I use the same name. So you can just search me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram and tag me so that I can see your work and give you critics. So yeah, we are done blocking the colors. After you're done with that, or with the sketch, you can block the base color, which is the black color, and reduce opacity so that you can see the lines, the layings you've laid initially, so that you can follow the guide of the layings and the sketch while you're highlighting the hair. So now I'm using the soft round brush to like shade the hair. I'm just placing the highlights. I'm just randomly placing the highlights, and I'm using the um eraser brush. I toned my soft round brush into an eraser brush. You can also use an airbrush for this, but it's more advisable to use a harder brush, more like a soft round brush. You can get it on Photoshop. It's a default brush. You can get it on Procreate. You can also get it on Sketchbook, so it doesn't really matter. You can just use a soft round brush for this. So make sure you are following the direction of the hair. Make sure you are feeding below and above. Make sure the below and above are faded. Make sure they are going along the same direction of the sketch. So we reduce the opacity of the black base color because we want to see the guidelines we've laid down, which is the sketch initially. So yeah, that's the most important thing of that's the most uh important of importance of this. That's the laying and the sketch. So when you have a good laying and sketch, your results will always turn out good. Also, as you can see, I'm trying to like make sure I bring out the strands using the eraser brush. Make sure your highlighting layer it's on a different layer, then you use an eraser. Just you can turn your soft round brush to an eraser, then you shape the hair. You can just make sure you shape the hair so that it gives you that kind of strand like look. So that's exactly what I'm doing here, and I'm also going to be doing the same thing on the rest of the reference. on the rest of the hair. So yeah, just make sure you keep in mind the direction of the flow of the hair strands, and also where the highlights are much and where the highlights are low, because there are dark shadows and also the highlights on the hair. So just keep it in mind. It's very, very important. If you think the strands are too big and less detailed, you can still add more. You can still use your pencil to like add more details of both the highlights and also the base color, which is the black color. So yeah, you can tend to like manipulate and add more information, which is the hair strands, single hair strands, just in case you wanna get that kind of realistic look of the hair. You can use your pencil. Any pencil will do. Any pencil will do. Any sketch pencil will do. Even if it's a pen, you can use it for the detailing of the hair strands. So that's if you want to achieve a realistic look. But if you're satisfied with a cartoony look, and which is using big shapes and showing just the hair strands in a like in a collectively, like in a big shape, then you're going to be satisfied with this. But if you're a kind of person that does a realistic kind of style, if your art style is a realistic kind of style, you need to like add more details. After this, you can add more details using your pencil. Then make sure your pencil has a faded end. Make sure your pencil has a, or your pencil brush or pen brush, anyone, make sure it has a faded end. Make sure the tip of the end of your pencil is faded. Then it will be far much more easier for you to give the hair a more detail and more realistic detail. So after you're done with that, the highlights and the rest, if you think the hair is looking too dark, you can still add more whitish color to the base color. And make sure when you're adding that, you can put your layer on an alpha lock before you apply the color, so that it will not go out of place. So yeah, this is basically what we're going to be learning today. So I'm going to be doing the same thing to the rest of the two references, so just stick around and watch. So if this video was helpful, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to this channel so that I can do more of this video in the future. I can do more of helpful videos in the future. So thanks for watching. You can share with friends and also comment down below if you're having any issue. So thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Peace.